starting lineup for your Virginia Cavaliers, brought to you by season sponsor Battlefield Automotive. Leading off at playing shortstop number 6, Rick O'Farrell. Batting second, the center fielder number 2, Ethan O'Donnell. Batting third, and playing third base number 22, Jake Geloff. Batting fourth, and catching number 3, Kyle Teal.
Looking to keep it rolling here at home. The Virginia baseball team, fresh off yesterday's 8-3 win against High Point, with its second midweek game in as many days, today facing the Georgetown Hoyas. Hi again, folks. Channing Poole back with you once again from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park for this 38th all-time matchup between the Hoos and the Hoyas, as Virginia off to an 18-2 start to the season through its first 20 games, playing host to an 11-8 Georgetown club who had been playing some very good baseball to start the season, and today are looking to bounce back from consecutive losses over the weekend in their two-game series against Penn State. Again, Virginia victorious against High Point yesterday, and in this 5-game week that Virginia has, with conference play looming once again in Florida State coming to town this weekend. Today, Virginia turns to a different midweek starter for the first time this season, as Bradley Hodges will get the baseball for the Hoos. Again, Virginia not just 18-2, but the 8th-ranked Wahoos 12-0 here at home, and looking to stay hot here in Charlottesville. As we are moments away from first pitch, Cavaliers have broken the huddle and taken the field. Let's set your starting lineups for the visitors from Georgetown, led by their now third-year head coach Edwin Thompson. And again, sitting at 11-8 overall this season, they are 3-5 in road games on the year. And the Hoyas down from Washington, D.C., their starting 9 will go as follows. Leading off and playing second base is Michael Eze, with Austin Kretschmar, the shortstop, batting second. Hitting third and playing first base today, regularly their catcher, but he is at first base this afternoon, Owen Carpellotti, with Ubaldo Lopez in the cleanup spot. Lopez is in left field. Hitting fifth and playing right field, Jake Hyde, with Cody Bowker, the center fielder, hitting sixth. Going to be Christian Ficca hitting in the seventh spot. He plays third base. Luke Bauer makes his first career start as the designated hitter, batting eighth. Has just one at-bat on the season prior to today. And Angelo DeCunto does the catching, and DeCunto batting in the 9th spot in the order. Again, for Georgetown, the top third goes Eze, Kretschmar, Carpellotti. Middle third is Lopez, Hyde, Bowker. And the bottom third of Ficca, Bauer, and DeCunto. And that lineup all against Virginia's Bradley Hodges, a new face on the mound in the starter's role today, in the first year from Fleming Island, Florida, out of St. John's Country Day in Jacksonville. He gets the start for the Hoos, the 6'1", 195-pound left-hander who has made 5 prior appearances in a reliever's role. No record, but does have 1 save for Virginia. 9 1/3 innings. Hodges has struck out 11. He has walked 6. And opponents are hitting .206 against him, having only allowed 7 hits in those 9 1/3 innings of work. Hodges again gets the baseball for Virginia. Michael Eze gets set to dig in for Georgetown. Another pleasant weekday afternoon in Central Virginia. It is the Hoos and the Hoyas once again from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. And Hodges has been pretty good out of the bullpen. Now see how it translates into the starter's role. Left-hander kicks, deals, and we are underway at 4:03 this afternoon with a fastball missing off the outside corner to Michael Eze. 278 hitter on the season and right-handed bat against the lefty Hodges. His next pitch on the way, and just missed down. 2 balls, no strikes. 64 degrees at first pitch. Partly cloudy skies overhead. And the 2-0 pitch is taken high. 3 balls, no strikes to Michael Eze. So falling behind 3-0 on Eze, junior second baseman, 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in on the season. And there's a called strike as Hodges and now a hitter's count for Eze, the pitch from Hodges. That's upstairs, ball 4. And so the leadoff man aboard for Georgetown. And Michael Eze, pretty good speed. He has 5 stolen bases in as many tries. And now Austin Kretschmar will be the batter for Georgetown. Again, the Hoyas at 11-8 on the season. Came off to a hot start, but cooled a bit this past weekend, falling Saturday and Sunday to Penn State. Kretschmar shows bunt and sends it foul back into the netting, and the count 0-1. If anybody's going to lay down a sacrifice, it is this man, Kretschmar. He has 3 sacrifice bunts on the year. Georgetown, as a team, has 6. Half of them belong to Kretschmar, and he is the only guy in their starting 9. Today with a sacrifice bunt. The 0-1, he squares again, pushes it right back to the mound. Hodges is going to throw to second base, and they'll get the out there. Relay to first is not in time. Unsuccessful sacrifice bunt. Kretschmar hit it back to the mound with a decent amount of pace behind it, and he is not able to advance the runner and will reach on a fielder's choice. And Virginia happy to make that exchange. And it's not only one out, a man at first now, but less speed aboard for Georgetown as well. Now Owen Carpellotti, the batter. Left-hand hitter is the first baseman today, regularly their starting catcher. And a breaking ball strike, and it's 0-1. In this midweek game, Edwin Thompson mixing things up, putting in some guys with limited at-bats on the season. Their 8-spot hitter Bauer has 1 prior at-bat this season. Their 9-spot hitter DeCunto has 10 prior at-bats this season. Cody Bowker in the 6th spot has 21 at-bats on the season. You get the idea. Really mixing in some different names into the lineup for this afternoon's contest. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch from Hodges in a wave and a miss. Good breaking ball from Bradley Hodges. And the count 0-2 to Owen Carpellotti, 279 hitter on the year with 3 homers and 13 runs batted in. Left-hander sets at the belt, stares down the runner Kretschmar at first, and the pitch is swung on and missed. First strikeout of the day for Bradley Hodges. He gets Carpellotti swinging, and there's 1 down, and that's a pretty big out for Bradley Hodges. Again, the numbers this season for Carpellotti, maybe not overly impressive, but he was the Big East Freshman of the Year last year, and an ever-dangerous bat in the batter's box. Speaking of which, Ubaldo Lopez now for Georgetown, and he takes called strike at the knees, 0-1. 2 outs, runner at first base, just underway, top of the first inning. Lopez, who hit a team-high 19 home runs last year, has 4 of them this year. And Hodges kicks, checks on the runner at first. Lopez, a grad transfer from Dartmouth, but received a couple of extra years of eligibility coming over from the Ivy League as the pitch came up and in and hit him on the hand. And Lopez appears to be a little bit shaken up. And Lopez, I'll tell you what, first and foremost, you hope that his hand is okay. Clearly got him on that hand, but as he was moving around and stepping into the pitch, that actually looked like a very close pitch to the strike zone from Hodges if it wasn't actually in the zone. And Lopez assuring not only his head coach Edwin Thompson, who gives him a pat on the back, but also the trainer Luke Burtnett, that he is okay, and now makes his way down to first. Now, on a play where a guy takes the brunt of it, yeah, I mean, to look at the replay, and obviously that stings, but that was really close to the strike zone. And it looked like Lopez actually was hanging out over it a little bit. And the pitch too high, to fastball that misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes to Jake Hyde. 286 hitter, 4 homers, 16 RBIs. Plenty of pop in the top half of this Georgetown lineup. Breaking ball skips in, taken by Hyde, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. Georgetown a threat here in the top of the first. Yesterday, Connolly Early, who was masterful for Virginia in his 5th start of the year, improved to 5-0. 6 2/3 innings, allowed 1 run in yesterday's game. And the win over High Point. 2-0 pitch is taken upstairs, 3-0. But in that game, the only run he allowed was on the very first pitch of the game. And a solo home run by High Point's center fielder Brett Ahalt. Here in the first, Hodges trying to put up a 0, but he has fallen behind Jake Hyde. 3 balls and no strikes. And Kyle Teal out to chat with him, a very early visit from Virginia's catcher to try and settle Hodges down. Let's set the defense for Virginia today. Kyle Teal, the catcher and battery mate for Bradley Hodges. The infield third to first has Jake Geloff at third, Griff O'Farrell, the shortstop. Justin Rubin is back at second base today, and Ethan Anderson plays first base. Right now, 3 infielders to the right of second. O'Farrell on the second base side of the bag, and Rubin is out in short right field. 3-0 pitch now to Jake Hyde, and he missed. Not by much, but ball 4. And tight zone in the early goings for home plate umpire Travis Godek. And again, Hodges missing as much as he's finding the zone. Not necessarily going to get the benefit of the doubt. Outfield for Virginia this afternoon, around the outfield left to right. Harrison Didowick in left, Ethan O'Donnell in center, Casey Sauke in right field. Cody Bowker is the batter, making his 8th start of the year. Swings and misses at the first pitch fastball from Hodges. And it's 0-1. Obviously, significant threat for Georgetown. The base is loaded, and with 2 outs, runners will be off with contact. Hodges again from the belt. Lefty's 0-1. That one bounces in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Change up down and out of the zone, trying to get Bowker to chase. He would not. Hitting at .318, but just 7 hits. Again, limited action for Bowker, making his 8th start, the 9th game in which he has seen action overall. Now the 1-1 from Hodges. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. So for Hodges, 2 walks and a hit batter in the inning to load up the bases with Hoyas. Still 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. And the next pitch from Hodges. Swing and a miss. Fastball top of the zone. And that evens up the count at 2-2. At third base, Kretschmar. At second base, Lopez. And Hyde at first for Georgetown. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Swing and a fastball shot straight back to the screen. Bounces off the backstop. We'll do it again, 2-2. Pretty good swing by Cody Bowker there, freshman center fielder. Right-handed batter against the lefty Hodges. Shadows from the overhang covering home plate, but not the entirety of the home plate circle just yet with this 4 o'clock start time. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swing, and he popped it up foul again off the netting above Georgetown's dugout off the first base line. And another 2-2 pitch to follow. Scoreless game, top of the first. Bradley Hodges with some work to do to keep it that way. With the bases loaded up with Hoyas. Count still 2-2. And the left-hander kicks, deals. Swing and a miss. Up the ladder with a fastball. Bowker went chasing. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Bradley Hodges. And he is able to leave the bases loaded here in the first. So Georgetown threatens but do not score. At the end of 1/2 inning of play, no score. Cavalier offense set to go to work when we come back. No score after 1/2 inning of play in Charlottesville, and let's run through the batting order put together by 20th-year head coach Brian O'Connor. Leading off for Virginia, Griff O'Farrell, the shortstop, with Ethan O'Donnell batting second. He is the center fielder. Hitting third at third base, Jake Geloff, with Kyle Teal in the cleanup spot. Teal does the catching. Ethan Anderson, the first baseman, hits fifth. Hitting sixth, and in right field, Casey Sauke. In the seventh spot, once again, the designated hitter, Anthony Stefan, keeps having productive at-bats, keeps earning additional starts, and again, he hits seventh. Harrison Didowick batting eighth is in left field. Justin Rubin bats ninth to round out the order for Virginia. Again, the top third, O'Farrell, O'Donnell, Geloff. Middle third is Teal, Anderson, Sauke. And the bottom third of Stefan, Didowick, and Rubin, all against Kai Lexus. Freshman right-hander makes the start for Georgetown, his third start. 3 consecutive midweeks, he gets the baseball for the Hoyas and misses down with a fastball to Griff O'Farrell. 1 ball, no strikes. Right-hander working from the stretch, even with the bases empty. And the pitch. O'Farrell hits it sharply towards short. One hops over the head of the shortstop, who went down to a knee, took a big hop. Might have knocked the glasses off of his cap. And O'Farrell is aboard with a leadoff single. That took a wicked hop on the shortstop, Kretschmar. Tried to adjust. That low line drive that bounced and just shot up over his head. And nothing he could do about it. So runner at first base with nobody out. And Ethan O'Donnell, the batter now against Lexus. 5'11", 195-pound right-hander. Wears number 25 for Georgetown. Started 2 weeks ago against Navy. Last week against Coppin State. And out today against Virginia. His first road start. And obviously his first top 25 start as well. Fastball missed away. 1 ball, no strikes to O'Donnell. Lexus, over his prior 2 starts, a 1-0 record. Got the win last week against Coppin State in a 10-0 Georgetown win. No ERA. He has allowed just 1 unearned run this season. Quick spin and a check over at first base. 9 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, only 3 walks, and only 6 hits allowed. Opponents hitting 162 against him. Obviously, limited sample size. The 1-0 pitch now to O'Donnell. Taken inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Leadoff single for O'Farrell has Virginia in business. No score, bottom half of the first. And Kai Lexus, K-A-I, freshman from Washington, D.C. Hitters count for O'Donnell. The 2-0 pitch. Swings and fouls it back. Fastball middle third of the plate. 2-1 the count to Ethan O'Donnell. O'Donnell had a 1 for 3 yesterday. His 1 hit was a double. He also walked a couple of times in the win over High Point and has now walked a team-leading 15 times this season. Runner at first base, nobody out. 2-1 count, see if O'Farrell is going. He holds, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back. And the count now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lexus out of Woodrow Wilson High School in Washington, D.C., where he was on the second team all-D.C. Metro team put together by the Washington Post last year. Playing for the Wilson Tigers. And went 7-1 with a 1.40 ERA last year as a senior. 2-2 pitch. That's upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So it's gone full on O'Donnell, and would be surprised now if O'Farrell is not running. Right-hander drops to the set at the belt. And they check on O'Farrell. Again, would be shocked if, with a 3-2 count, his speed and O'Donnell's ability with the bat, he would not be running. Nobody out, home half of the first. In a scoreless game. Lexus a long look in. Now set at the belt. Freshman right-hander deals. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on line towards short and snagged by the shortstop, Kretschmar. He will throw back on to first to double off O'Farrell. And that is the ultimate tough luck play for Virginia. Kretschmar, his momentum taking him to second, stopped, and the line drive basically found him. off the bat of O'Donnell. So all of a sudden it's 2 outs, bases empty, and the batter is Jake Geloff. 3 infielders now to the left of second. They shift him to the pole side. And the pitch. Geloff takes a little bit inside, 1-0. Home plate umpire Travis Godek today. Trevor Hinson, the first base umpire. Jeff Doy, the second base ump. Justin Burton is the third base umpire to complete the crew. No score, home half of the first. The pitch. And a breaking ball strike to even it up at 1-1 to Geloff. Lexus 4 2/3 innings in his first start against Navy on March 8th. 5 innings against Coppin State last Wednesday. Slowly but surely getting built up. 1-1 pitch. Down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Slider from Lexus. And an even 80 on the radar gun, but off the plate inside. Now the 2-1 pitch. Down and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. Lexus, very highly touted freshman. He was the #1 overall recruit in Washington, D.C. by Perfect Game. Obviously, smaller pool from which to choose than the neighboring states, Virginia or Maryland, but 3-1 to Geloff is a called strike, and it's 3-2. That's still quite the distinction to be thought of as the top recruit in the district, which Lexus was last year as a senior at Woodrow Wilson High School. Full count to Geloff, righty against righty. And Lexus deals. Swing and a ball lifted right side. Racing towards foul territory. The right fielder Hyde will run out of room. Defensively for Georgetown today, Angelo DeCunto is the catcher and battery mate for Kai Lexus. Infield third to first of Christian Ficca at third. Austin Kretschmar, the shortstop. Michael Eze plays second. Owen Carpellotti is at first. Outfield left to right of Ubaldo Lopez in left. Cody Bowker in center. And Jake Hyde in right field. Breaking ball swung on, crushed to left. Chasing back Lopez, leaping at the wall. And he slams up against the wall. And that ball is gone. Lopez doing all he could to try and get to it, just out of his reach, and Jake Geloff puts the Hoos in front by a 1-0 score. A line shot by Jake Geloff for home run number 7 this season. And Virginia strikes first. Full count breaking ball, and he hung it, and Geloff did not miss it. I tell you what, Lopez looked like he just missed it. Now Kyle Teal takes a fastball wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, in real time, couldn't tell whether Lopez caught it or not. Ball quickly disappearing behind him, and Teal swings, skies one on the infield, trying to find an umpire to make a call. And the shortstop now, Kretschmar, retreating, lost it initially off the bat. Then, once he found it, had to race over towards the left field line to make the catch. Does so, and the inning is over. But a solo homer from Jake Geloff has the Hoos in front at the end of 1 complete. Virginia 1, Georgetown nothing. Jake Geloff has put Virginia in front with one swing of the bat, a solo home run in the bottom half of the first. And as we go to the second now, Bradley Hodges back to the hill for Virginia, working with the lead for the first time today. Left-hander to face Christian Ficca to get it started, and a fastball for a called strike. 0-1. Bottom third of the order for Georgetown, Ficca, Bauer, and DeCunto. As Hodges back into the windup, the pitch. Swinging a line drive, right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and will be Georgetown's first hit of the ball game. And now Luke Bauer will come to the plate. Again, Bauer not just making his first start of the year, but he has one prior at bat for Georgetown. And they give him the nod today. Does have a couple of walks. So Hodges from the belt, left-hander stares down Ficca at first. The pitch, fastball right there for a strike, 0-1. Hodges worked an inning out of the bullpen last Tuesday in the 20-5 midweek win over GW, allowing one unearned run. On a walk, he struck out two. The 1-0, showing bunt, drop down first base side. Pretty good one by Bauer. Anderson fields, flips to the second baseman, Rubin covering at first. And Ficca up to second on the successful sacrifice bunt for Luke Bauer. It goes 3-4 in the putout. And a man in scoring position now with one out for Angelo DeCunto. Now the pitch. Swung on and popped up. Back of second. Rubin is drifting out, calling for it, and retreating makes a one-handed grab. And the 9-spot hitter, DeCunto, is retired. And now two down, back to the top of the order for Michael Eze. Eze, who walked his first time up, has a chance to tie up the game, see if Hodges can put up another 0. With a runner at second, 2 outs, 1-0 Virginia in the second inning. Left-hander at a St. John's Country Day, sets, deals, and flips in a breaking ball strike. Hodges, who racked up about just every honor you can last year as a senior at St. John's, pitching for the Spartans. He was the Florida Player of the Year, according to Prep Baseball Report. Pitch is swung on, lifted down the right field line, but foul. A little bit tardy on a fastball was Eze. And it's 0-2 from that slow 70s curve to that low 90s fastball, changing velocities on Eze effectively to jump ahead 0-2. Hodges was also the Florida Class 2A Player of the Year last year. Next one swung on and fouled back. Fastball busted him in this time at an even 90 on the radar gun. We'll do it again, 0-2. Collegiate Baseball newspaper selected Hodges as a second-team high school All-American. And the next one swung on, popped up right side. Anderson giving it a look, but that one is out of play up on the overhang. So Eze hanging tough with 2 strikes against him. Runner at second base with 2 outs. And Hodges trying to put up another 0. Lefty deals and bounced it in. Breaking ball again that Eze lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Hodges checks that wristband for the sign. And now ready for the 0-2 pitch to Michael Eze. Swung on and again popped up foul. Well, credit to Eze for hanging tough with 2 strikes against him and making this an extended battle for Hodges. Hodges did have to throw 23 pitches in the first, and now already Eze beginning the second trip through the lineup. As these Hoyas hitters making him work. Runner at second with 2 outs. The pitch down and away. Teal throws behind the runner all the way to second. And Ficca went back in standing up as Rubin crossed over to make the catch. Ficca almost lost his footing on second base. I think he was surprised to see Teal actually throw through and almost caught him napping out there. So the count now even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch Breaking ball lined up the middle. Rubin on a dive, can't get to it. It's into center field. O'Donnell up with it. Fires towards the plate. Throw comes through, but not in time. RBI single for Michael Eze has evened up the game as he drives home Christian Ficca from second base. A 2-out RBI single, and Eze's 15th RBI of the year. Virginia won, Georgetown won. Again, a heck of an at-bat, an 8-pitch at-bat there for Michael Eze that ends in an RBI single. So we are tied at 1 now in the second. The pitch to Kretschmar is swung on and skied. Right center field. O'Donnell gliding over on the move, makes a one-handed grab, and the inning is over. But not before Michael Eze's RBI single has tied up the game, as Georgetown has an answer here in the second. At the end of 1 1/2 innings of play, Virginia won, Georgetown won.
Leading off for your Cavaliers first baseman, number 23, Ethan Anderson.
Five, 6, 7 in the Virginia lineup. Ethan Anderson, Casey Sauke, and Anthony Stefan as we go to the second. Georgetown picks up a run to tie up the game at 1. And now here in the home half of the second, Ethan Anderson taking a pitch down and in from the right-hander Kai Lexus. Lexus back out for his second inning of work, allowed a hit. Well, actually 2 hits, but one of which left the ballpark from Jake Geloff for a solo home run in the first. Michael Eze's RBI single from Georgetown tied it up. Next one to Anderson outside. 2 balls, no strikes. So hitters count for Anderson, switch hitter batting left. Had a big day yesterday, 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI. And a breaking ball down. 3 balls, no strikes now. Anderson at .398 on the year. A couple of homers, 20 runs batted in. The 3-0 pitch is right there for a strike. 3-1. 85, almost center cut there. 3 balls, 1 strike to Ethan Anderson. A couple of hits yesterday, a walk. Yet another productive day. Swings and lines it the opposite way. He's got himself another base hit. Ethan Anderson continuing to swing it very well for Virginia. And he's got Virginia in business here in the second. Well, again, Anderson for Virginia just shy of 400 for the year. And yesterday picked up his 11th multi-hit game to take the lead in that department. He's just been so consistent for Virginia this year. Pitch to Sauke down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. And Anderson, again, now consistently finding a home in that 5 spot in the lineup. And, talks so much about the value of Teal protecting Jake Geloff, but now Anderson protecting Teal. I mean, equally important. Pitch to Sauke, misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Such a potent lineup for Virginia, which entering today as a team hitting at .336. Up a point from yesterday. After another double-digit hit performance in the win over High Point. 2-0 pitch. And that's over the outside edge for a called strike. 2-1. Virginia 8 runs on 12 hits yesterday. And Virginia, again, yesterday at .335, a point higher than that entering today. Ranked 4th in the country in team batting average. Check on the runner at first, and diving back in safely went Anderson, who does have 2 steals in as many tries this season. Righty against righty is Lexus, looking over his back shoulder at first. Now to the set, the 2-1. Down and away. Backhanded by DeCunto, the catcher. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now to Casey Sauke with Ethan Anderson aboard at first. In the home half of the second, tied at 1. And Lexus now making a bad habit of giving Virginia hitters counts. See if Sauke can take advantage. The pitch. That's upstairs, ball 4. So fastball high. Up to second goes Anderson. Now Anthony Stephan, the batter. And that'll prompt a visit from Georgetown pitching coach George Capon in his 3rd season on the staff. And it's a very young coaching staff at Georgetown. Edwin Thompson, the 3rd-year head coach, a 2003 graduate of Weber International University down in Florida. His top assistant, Julius McDougall, a 2012 graduate of Claflin University in South Carolina. George Capon, the pitching coach, who heads back to the dugout now, he finished up his playing days at Holy Cross in 2017. So here's Stephan. Another productive day yesterday. 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Was on base 3 times. Lexus will kick. You look back to second. 4th start of the season now. 3rd in the last 4 games. And, again, if you plug him in against the lefty and finds his way on base 3 times every game, he's going to stay in the lineup. 2nd year from New Jersey. And the pitch. He shows bunt. Pops it up, foul back. And off the net, and it's 0-1. Stephan, who does not have a sacrifice bunt so far this season. See if he is asked to try again here. Last year also did not have a sacrifice bunt, but total of 25 games, or 25 at-bats, I should say, for Anthony as a first year. And again, they will throw behind the runner at second. Lexus and the shortstop Kretschmar keeping a very close eye. Again, Anderson at second, Sauke at first. The 0-1 to Stephan. He squares, pulls it back. The pitch inside, a fastball missing in tight. That evens up the count at 1-1. See if Stephan asked to try and lay one down again here. He squares, pulls it back, and the pitch misses low. So fastball down. And now Stephan ahead in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. against Kai Lexus. Lexus picked by D1 Baseball as the preseason freshman of the year in the Big East. Again, very highly thought of freshman pitcher. Deals inside again. Fastball. Stefan continuing to square around, but on 3 consecutive pitches now, he has pulled the bat back, and the pitch is missed by a pretty wide margin. A couple that have been inside and one that was down, but none of the 3 were really very close to the strike zone. So 3 balls and a strike to Stefan. Runners at first and second, nobody out. The pitch, he squares, bunts it third base side, but foul. And so that will run the count full. Fastball over the outside part of the plate that time. And now, presumably the bunt play taken off, although the corner infielders for Georgetown still in. Now the third baseman, Ficca, will retreat a few steps behind third base. And the payoff pitch to Stefan. Swing, and he struck him out. Foul tip to fastball into the glove of DeCunto. Stefan is down swinging. That is the first strikeout of the day for Kai Lexus. And now Harrison Didowik for Virginia. Speaking of big days, he certainly had one yesterday. Home run and a triple in Virginia's 8-3 win. 3 RBIs to lead the charge. And the pitch to him over the outside corner for strike 1. Kai Lexus, the #1 impact freshman in D1 Baseball's mind in the entire Big East Conference coming into the season. And he's been very good in his couple of midweek starts, but this obviously a step up in competition. Bouncing ball to second is booted by the second baseman, Eze. Around third, Anderson, but he will retreat back to the bag. A routine chopper that, quite frankly, looked like it should have been 2. Instead, Georgetown gets nothing from it. And an E4 loads the bases with just 1 out in the inning. And now things are set up beautifully for Virginia. Bases loaded, 1 out. Justin Rubin will be the batter for Virginia. I mean, that was as tailor-made as they come. Big second hop right into the midsection of Eze, and he just missed it. Or mishandled it. Now can the Who's capitalize? Bases loaded, 1 out. And the pitch to Rubin. Swing and a ball pulled down the left field line, but foul up onto the berm. And the count 0-1. And Rubin chatting with home plate umpire Travis Godek. I think the protective gear he wears in the bottom of that left leg, the shin guard, had felt that it was loose and was asking permission to reattach it, which he does. The 0-1. Slider over the outside edge. Good pitch from Lexus there, and it's 0-2. But, in the era of the pitch clock, smart of Rubin to ask for permission before going to do so, because if he had not cleared that with the umpire, or at least explained what he was going to do before stepping out, he could have been charged the strike. Bases loaded, 1 out, the 0-2. Swing and a ball bounced foul into Virginia's dugout. And good job there by Rubin to extend the at-bat. Again, Lexus getting Stefan on strikes, a really big first out of the inning. But after the error, bases are loaded up with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch to Rubin. Bounced it in and scooped up cleanly. No, they're going to say it deflected off of Rubin on its way into the catcher's glove. And that is going to plunk the batter and bring home a run. So Rubin gets an RBI the old-fashioned way, his 7th RBI of the season. A bases loaded hit by pitch to make it Virginia 2, Georgetown 1. I don't think Rubin even knew that the ball had hit him. And now Georgetown head coach Edwin Thompson asking for a second opinion, and the umpiring crew is going to take another look at the video review. Get you caught up on the midweek finals from yesterday in the ACC. And Boston College, who just entered the top 25 this week, up to number 16 after consecutive ACC series wins to open up conference play. Sort of came out and laid an egg after being moved into the top 25 for the first time this season. Boston College falls to Northeastern 6-2 yesterday. Notre Dame 8, Valpo 4 from South Bend. Duke all over Towson 19-3. Get another look at it here on the replay, and looking at an angle, looking straight at the right hand hitting Rubin, and the side angle shot. Can't tell whether or not the baseball made any contact with his foot. Clearly bounced in front of his foot, but I don't think that was in question. It's whether it made contact with the foot or that protective gear on his way in. And I don't know if that's going to be enough to overturn anything. Obviously, Virginia 8, High Point 3, final from yesterday. It was number 15, North Carolina 6, North Carolina A&T 4. The Aggies giving the Tar Heels a test, but Carolina winners. Georgia Tech, another loss. They drop an 8-5 decision at home against Wofford. It took 10 innings in Wilmington, but NC State bounces back to get an 11-8 win over the Seahawks. 6th-ranked Louisville 15, Western Kentucky 8. Again, these are finals from yesterday in the ACC. 2nd-ranked Wake shuts out Elon 20-0. The Demon Deacons keep rolling. Clemson 8, Winthrop 5, and finally, in the nightcap, 3rd-ranked Florida on the road at arch-rival Florida State. It was the Gators 9, the Seminoles 5. From Mike Martin Field in Tallahassee. Some more action in the ACC today as we await the scoring update as they review the hit by pitch of Justin Rubin and whether that will stand or whether they will send him back to the batter's box and take the run off the board. And if it stands, Anderson has scored. Sauke over to 3rd. Didowick to 2nd. Here come the umpires. And he was indeed hit by the pitch, or at least the call will remain as such. Edwin Thompson getting the clarification from the umpires, as is Brian O'Connor. They are conferencing with the umpiring crew. And the interesting thing here is what the two head coaches are talking with the umpires about. Because it seemed like a simple enough explanation. It was the second base umpire, Jeff Doy, presumably the crew chief, who not only made the call coming out of the review, but also hosted that discussion with the two head coaches. I don't know what that follow-up chat would have been about. It would have involved Coach O'Connor, considering the call was in his favor and stayed in his favor. Now the top of the order in Griff O'Farrell, and he takes the first one from Kai Lexus down. 1 ball, no strikes. O'Farrell singled his first time up. Virginia 2, Georgetown 1 here in the 2nd. And the pitch from Lexus. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. That extended video review did give Georgetown an opportunity to get their bullpen active and see how long they will stick with Kai Lexus, who's up over 40 pitches now. Pitch. Outside corner for a called strike, 2-1. Colin Gardner is the right-hander throwing in that Georgetown pen. Bases loaded, still only one out. A chance for much more for Virginia here in the second. And the right-hander's 2-1 pitch. Just outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Fairly similar spot to the prior pitch, but Lexus gets one. He does not get them both. And now hitters count for Griffo Farrell on the pitch. Swung on and hit sharply to short. Could be 2. The flip to second. There's 1. Back to first. Double play. Virginia will settle for the 1 run in the inning as a 6-4-3 double play ends it here in the second. So at the end of 2 complete, our score, Virginia 2, Georgetown 1. After a couple of innings in Charlottesville, it is Virginia 2, Georgetown 1. And Bradley Hodges back to the hill for Virginia. And he will face the heart of the order for the Hoyas here. Owen Carpellotti, Ubaldo Lopez, and Jake Hyde. Pitch a called strike, and it's 0-1. Virginia getting to Georgetown starter Kai Lexus for a run in each of its first couple of innings. Check swing, no swing, says third base ump Justin Burton on the pitch from Bradley Hodges that dipped beneath the strike zone. He got Carpellotti swinging his first time up. Lefty against lefty, the pitch. Fastball away. 2 balls, 1 strike. To the dangerous Owen Carpellotti. Again, he was the Big East Freshman of the Year last year. Ordinarily their starting catcher, playing first base today. Takes a fastball over the inside edge for a strike, 2-2. And a sophomore from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Out of University of Detroit Jesuit High School. The Cubs, where he spent his high school days. The 2-2 is down. That'll run the count full to 3-2. And last year, as a true freshman, hit .282, 8 homers, 38 RBIs, 18 doubles to lead the charge, or help lead the charge, offensively for Georgetown. Payoff pitch now from Hodges. Swinging a ball hit into the shift from short right field, Justin Rubin. Flips on to Anderson at first. And there's one away as he hit it right into the meat of that shift. And a routine play for Virginia's second baseman. 1 out in the third. And Ubaldo Lopez will be the batter now for Georgetown. Started to talk about this before, but Lopez, grad transfer in his second season with Georgetown, takes it high 1-0. 4 years at Dartmouth, but came to Georgetown with 2 years of eligibility because everybody got an extra year of eligibility for the 2020 season. And the Ivy League canceled the 2021 season as Lopez swings and drives one to left. That ball is well struck. Didowick going back. That ball is off the wall. He will race back to retrieve it. Lopez is in standing up at second with a one-out double. And for Lopez, his 6th double of the year. So as Lopez came to Georgetown last year, after the 2021 season had been canceled outright in the Ivy League, and Dartmouth only able to play a handful of games before 2020 came to a conclusion. It had been quite some time since he had played regular season baseball. Now, he did play some summer ball there in between, but now his 2nd and final season at Georgetown and 6th season of collegiate baseball. Pitch 2, Jake Hyde misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So Lopez has Georgetown threatening here in the 3rd. Runner at second base, 1 out. And Hodges deals. Bounced it in. 2 balls, no strikes. On the junior outfielder from Darien, Connecticut. Out of the Brunswick School. Tied for the team lead with 19 home runs last year, and Hyde has 4 of them this year. Left-hand hitter walked his first time up. Upright stance from the left side. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Looking to launch on a 2-0 fastball, and he came up empty. He got a fastball and about let her high, but could not connect. Hyde, the 5-spot hitter in their lineup. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Had Hyde way out in front. A look back to second for Bradley Hodges, and the 2-2 pitch. Lifted foul left side off the netting above Virginia's dugout. Do it again, 2-2. Elevated fastball again from Bradley Hodges. Well, Hyde has struck out the most times of anybody on this Georgetown roster. See if Hodges can get him here. He does have a couple of strikeouts in this first career start today. 2-2 is bounced right side. Anderson, an easy play, puts out the right hand to wave off Hodges. And steps on the bag, 3 unassisted. Over to third base goes Lopez, albeit now with 2 outs in the inning. So Cody Bowker, the batter, and Brian O'Connor heading out to the mound. That might be it for Bradley Hodges today. And again, presumably based on pitch count as much as anything, he has now thrown 51 pitches in the game. And Brian O'Connor goes to chat with him some. There has been activity in the Virginia bullpen throughout this half inning. Hodges, who has thrown as many as 57 pitches in a game, that was over 3 complete innings, and getting the save against Rhode Island back on March 4th. But there is the sign of the bullpen, and Virginia will indeed make the move. So 2 outs here in this 3rd inning, and Virginia is going to bring on the right-hander Kevin Jaxel to try and strand that runner at third base. The Hoyas have Lopez 90 feet away. Cody Bowker is the scheduled hitter, and a righty coming on to face the right-handed bat when we return. Again, Virginia 2, Georgetown 1 here in the 3rd. One first year replaces another. Kevin Jacksell taking over for Virginia. It'll be his 6th appearance of the season. Over his prior 5, no record, no ERA. 4 2/3 innings. He has struck out 6. He has not walked a batter and has only allowed 3 hits. Looking to keep that going as he will face the right-hand hitting Cody Bowker, runner at third base with 2 outs. 2-1 Virginia in the third. Breaking ball down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Jacksell in the 7-0 win against NC State this past weekend. 2/3 of an inning of scoreless baseball. He allowed 1 hit and recorded a hold. Next one swung on and missed. Fastball by the offering of Bowker, and the count is even up at 1-1. Bowker struck out swinging his first time up back in the first. And Virginia again playing the matchup going right on right. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Another good fastball down around the bottom of the zone. And Jacksell now ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, the base runner Lopez representing the potential tying run at third base. The 1-2 pitch from Jacksell is just downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pretty close that time from Jacksell, but one-point umpire Travis Godek would not ring him up, and the count is even at 2-2. Now to the set again. Jacksell deals and a breaking ball that bounced in. Count is full at 3-2. 6'4", 215-pound first-year Jacksell out of Don Bosco Prep in New Jersey. Congers, New York native. And again on for the 6th time this season for Virginia. And his payoff pitch now. Swing and a miss. Struck him out to strand that runner at third. Great job by Jacksell coming out of the bullpen to pick up his classmate, Bradley Hodges. And now at the end of 2.5 innings of play, our score remains Virginia 2, Georgetown 1. Virginia 2, Georgetown 1 as we go bottom 3 now from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. And Kai Lexus, the right-hander, back out of the mound again for the Hoyas, albeit with activity behind him as the inning gets going. And O'Donnell rips one foul. First pitch breaking ball, center cut, just a little bit early on it. And pulling it to the right of the chalk outside of first base. No balls, 1 strike. O'Donnell, Geloff, and Teal. Virginia, the big boys coming up in this inning. Chance to add to this 2-1 lead. The pitch. O'Donnell takes strike 2 call. Change up from Lexus, and it's 0-2. Lexus showcasing 3 pitches so far today. Again, information has been a bit spotty on Georgetown, but did throw 67 pitches in his first start. Don't know how many he threw over his 5 innings last week against Coppin State. He's got a swing and a miss by O'Donnell here, and his second strikeout of the afternoon, turning into evening. O'Donnell is down for the first out in the third. And for what it's worth, Lexus now a little bit shy of 50 pitches in the game today. Jake Geloff, who lined a solo home run his first time up, takes a breaking ball down and away, 1-0. And although this is Lex's true freshman year and, again, did not make an appearance until March 8th against Navy, did get a little bit of a jump on things by pitching in summer ball at the collegiate summer league level. There's a breaking ball strike, and it's 1-1. He played for the hometown D.C. Grays in the Cal Ripken League. Over the summer, Lexus made 12 relief appearances, and he was really good, a 1.22 ERA, 14 2/3 innings, actually had 3 saves for the Grays. Pitch outside, 2-1. And again, 14-plus innings. He struck out 27 and walked only 5 while allowing just 7 hits. Again, I mean, he was dominant in the Cal Ripken League and was a Cal Ripken League All-Star for his efforts. 2-1 pitch is a little bit low. 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 out, base is empty. Home half of the third. Virginia leading Georgetown 2-1. Geloff's solo home run in the first, his 7th home run of the year. The 3-1 pitch swung on and skied to left field. Lopez having some trouble finding it. Now looks like he does on the warning track. And that ball carries him back into the wall. He comes away shaking his head and even exchanging a laugh with a fan in the first row of the stands, as that was a high fly ball that Lopez had some trouble with in the sun. So 2 outs, bases empty now for Kyle Teal. Pitch a little bit low, 1-0. By the way, with that home run, Geloff is 1 shy of Mike Lindner for 4th all-time in career home runs at UVA. 1-0 is swung on, lifted the opposite way, chasing back Lopez, back onto the warning track. He leaps, and Kyle Teal has sent one into the bleachers the opposite way for a solo home run and a 3-1 Wahoo lead. Well, they didn't go back-to-back this time, but both Geloff and Teal have once again homered in today's ball game. Nice piece of opposite field work there from Kyle Teal, and a fastball over the outer part of the plate. Number 5 on the season for Kyle, and his 23rd RBI. Ethan Anderson singled his first time up. He swings and skies one down the left field line, slicing towards foul territory. Lopez has room right up against that sidewall to make the catch, and that will retire the side. But not before a solo home run from Kyle Teal tacks on a run. And now at the end of 3 complete, our score: Virginia 3, Georgetown 1.
Yesterday,
Kevin Jacksell got the final out of the third. He is back out there to start the fourth for Virginia. Some activity has been up and down behind him in the Virginia bullpen, but Jacksell will face the bottom third of the lineup for Georgetown. Team now leading 3-1 thanks to the Kyle Teal solo home run last half inning. Christian Ficca fouls the first pitch back, and it's 0-1. Virginia 3 runs, 4 hits. Georgetown 1 run on 3 hits. And the pitch, fastball way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ficca. Junior out of Chevy Chase, Maryland, and Gonzaga Prep. The 1-1 now from Jacksell. A little bit low on a changeup. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ficca spent the summer about an hour away from here with the Harrisonburg Turks. Pitches bounced over to first base. Anderson fields, flips low to Jacksell covering, but a good adjustment by Jacksell to handle that throw. And step on the bag. It goes 3-1 in the putout. Ficca is retired. Anderson, I think, tossing, aiming for the smaller target of Hodges, but forgot that now the 6'4" Jacksell had taken over. Luke Bauer now the batter for Georgetown. The pitch from Jacksell. A called strike, 0-1. This Georgetown team last year finishing 4th out of the 8 teams in the Big East. Their first time participating in the conference tournament since 2018. That was also as the 4 seed. 0-1 breaking ball and a good one. 0-2 to Bauer. They went 0-2 in last year's Big East tournament, but a lot of the pundits think that Coach Edwin Thompson is building something up in D.C. Pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-2. The pitch, and thought about it, did not swing. Kyle Teal might have had a quick exchange with Travis Godek. The check swing, I mean, you see it so many times. The guy does not actually offer it the pitch, but what should have been a called strike is not called as such because of the check swing, almost confusing the umpire. But Jacksell gets it done here. He will get the called strike from Travis Godek this time around as Bauer is caught looking, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 4th. A nice breaking ball that caught even more of the zone than the prior one did, and again, all's well that ends well, and 2 outs now for Angelo DeCunto, right-hand hitting catcher for Georgetown. Swinging a ground ball foul outside of third, 0-1. D1 baseball projects Georgetown to finish 3rd this season in the Big East behind UConn and Creighton. Xavier, Seton Hall, St. John's, Villanova, and Butler, the other Big East schools. There are some rather strong baseball programs, at least historically, in the Big East in this new age installment of what the Big East Conference means. Fastball upstairs, 1-1 to Angelo DeCunto, making his 3rd start of the year. And he popped out at the shortstop his last time up. Takes a breaking ball out of the zone and is now ahead of Jacksell. 2 balls and 1 strike. Righty deals. Swing and a foul ball shot straight back to the screen. Even up the count at 2-2. Two outs, bases empty. And Jacksell ready to work. The tall first-year deals. And taken for strike 3 called. Fastball over the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks from Jacksell to punctuate a 1-2-3 4th inning. 4 up, 4 down for Kevin Jacksell since coming in from the bullpen. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, our score remains Virginia 3, Georgetown 1.
Visit UDTix.com
Well, the day is done for Georgetown's Kai Lexus after 3 innings today. He makes way for the 6'7" redshirt junior lefty Everett Catlett, who takes over on the mound now for Georgetown. Catlett, 6'7", 220. And he will face Casey Salke, Anthony Stefan, Harrison Didowick. Pitch is swung on, grounded to first, and picked on a short hop by the first baseman. Carpellotti steps on the bag, and Salke is retired. 3 unassisted for out number 1. For the season, Catlett making appearance number 9 today. 0-1 with a 10.57 ERA. He has allowed 9 earned runs over 7 2/3 innings of work, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks. Now Anthony Stefan, lefty against lefty, and a fastball strike, and it's 0-1. Manassas native out of Colgan High School. Catlett wears number 44. Has allowed 11 hits over 7 2/3 innings. And the tall left-hander deals, and he missed outside with a fastball at 93. And it's 1-1. Catlett, redshirt season last year, did not see any game action in 2022. And again today, his 9th appearance of 2023. Next pitch to Stefan. Late swing and a miss at another 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2 the count. Stefan typically getting the start against right-handed starters as the DH now, but here, tough matchup with the left-hander Catlett. The 1-2, up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The year prior, as a true freshman in 2021, 8 appearances, 4 starts for Georgetown, and 16 2/3 innings of work. The 2-2, taken downstairs. First time we've seen off speed from the left-hander Catlett, and the count is full on Stefan. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-1 Virginia, home half of the 4th. Shadows from the overhang now splitting the pitcher's mound in half. As the payoff pitch from Catlett. Swing, and he fights it off, foul back. 93 in on the hands of Stefan there, and a good job to fight it off. And keep the at-bat alive. Stefan struck out his first time up against Kai Lexus, the Georgetown starter, who goes 3 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 runs overall today. And another one fouled back. Good battle now from Stefan. Again, 7 hits and 14 at-bats coming into today, and seeing incrementally increasing playing time and maybe a chance to really take hold of that DH spot. Now a payoff pitch. That's upstairs, ball 4. Stefan, an emphatic clap of the hands. That's a good fight after quickly falling behind 0-2 to ultimately work the walk and trying to kickstart the Virginia offense in the 4th inning. Now Harrison Didowick, who reached on an error his first time up. And the pitch off the plate away, 1-0. Again, lefty on lefty. There's a right-hander throwing behind Catlett in the Georgetown pin. Didewick pushes a bunt third base side, but foul. And the count even up at 1-1. Amazingly, yesterday, High Point, who went 8 pitchers deep in 8 innings yesterday. And that was a break from what we could have expected. The right-hander Garner is again the player throwing in the Georgetown pin. As High Point last week against UNC used 13 pitchers in 8 innings. Road team in a loss. Now the 1-1 pitch to Didewick. Inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tried to toss that breaking ball through the front door, but could not bring it over the inside edge. 2 balls and a strike to Harrison Didewick. Stefan at first with 1 out. Home half of the 4th inning. Lefty deals. Swing and a miss. Elevated fastball. That evens the count at 2-2. Speaking of that game yesterday, Connolly early in eating up 6 2/3 innings really did a great job of saving the bullpen, knowing that Virginia had the double midweek set. So plenty of options now. 2-2, blooped left side, but that will slice foul. Next to the tarp and bounces up onto the berm. We'll do it again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Virginia using Jake Huterovich for an inning and a third, Angelo Tonis for an inning. I would expect, just for the sake of balance, Virginia would not use either of those 2 guys today, but obviously tons of options on the mound for the Hoos. Runner goes, 2-2 pitch. That one bounces in, and Stefan is going to be in standing up at second with a stolen base. So Anthony Stefan has his first stolen base of the year in his first try, and Virginia has a man at second with 1 out. Leading 3-1. Now a chance for Didewick to tack on a run with a base hit. And the pitch. Swing and a ball fouled away left side and out of play. So Didewick hanging tough. I mean, this left-hander Catlett has got a good arm. He's been 92-93 with the fastball, and he missed inside for ball 4. So consecutive hitters now, and both lefties, interestingly enough, that Catlett has jumped ahead of, but then ultimately walked. Now Justin Rubin will be the batter, but the catcher, DeCunto, is out to talk with him. See if this is just a stall tactic to give the man in the pen, Garner, a little more time, although he's been throwing for a while, and it's also the second time he's been active in the bullpen today. Second mound visit used by the Hoyas in the game, indicated by home plate umpire Travis Godek. And now here is Rubin. He was hit by a pitch his first time up, that play that went to replay review. And was ultimately upheld. Picked up an RBI in the process, as the bases had been loaded at that time. Pitch misses down, 1-0. At the time, that pushed Virginia in front 2-1. They have tacked on a run since on Kyle Teal's solo home run last inning. And now here in the 4th, threatening for more. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And Everett Catlett, the 6'7" left-hander, deals a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, 7 2/3 innings coming in. He had struck out 10, had walked 5. Catlett Extended signs with the catcher. You just don't see this anymore in the era of digital pitch exchange. And the ball bounces in and gets away from the catcher, DeCunto. Up to third base goes Stefan. And to second, Didowick on a costly wild pitch. So now, deep fly ball from Ruben would be as good as another run. Also the count now 3 balls, no strikes to him. Base hit could score a pair. See if Ruben is taken with the count 3 balls, no strikes. And Catlett has certainly been around the strike zone more than in it. And pitch clock violation on Catlett. Again, I mean, this is why pitchers are allowed to use the devices to get the signs so much quicker without having to relay the extended signs in. I mean, with a runner at second, you're basically asking for a pitch clock violation. And as a result, the base is now loaded with who's. The second you have trouble getting on the same page with the signs, which Catlett obviously did with DeCunto there, you're just asking the umpire, begging him almost to call a ball, and that ended up being ball 4. And that's also going to prompt a pitching change here for Georgetown. So the pitching coach, George Capon, out to make the switch. And we will tell you about the new arm. Right-hander has come on to face the top of the order in O'Farrell for Virginia. It is 3-1 Who's, but base is loaded, 1 out. See if Virginia can add to this lead when we come back. Second straight year we have seen Georgetown's Colin Gardner, who takes over out of the bullpen for the Hoyas. Grad transfer from Brown in his second season with the Hoyas. Last year, he was the most effective pitcher used by Georgetown in that 6-4 UVA win. And he has been called upon in a big spot here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Griff O'Farrell, the batter. Virginia leads 3-1, and a line drive into right center field will add to that lead. Home from third, Stefan. Right behind him, Didowick. O'Farrell racing into second, and he dives in safely with a 2 RBI double to make it Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. Wasting no time in lacing the first pitch that Garner delivered into right center field. Ruben over to third base. And O'Farrell's 6th RBI of the year. RBIs numbers 12 and 13. Ethan O'Donnell, the batter now. Righty deals. Swing and a miss. Pitch diving down and in on him. No balls, 1 strike. So Virginia has scored in every inning to this point. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 so far here in the fourth. But Chance for a much bigger number. With runners at second and third and just the one out. Pitches grounded off his foot, foul. Bounced out towards the second baseman, Eze, who picked it up, but just flipped it back to the mound as clearly had deflected off of O'Donnell's foot. Rubin at third base, O'Farrell at second. Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. Last of the fourth inning. The righty Garner deals and a wave and a miss at a ball in the dirt. DeCunto will throw down to first base and took his time in doing so and made that interesting. He does complete the strikeout. O'Donnell is retired. But, man, Angelo DeCunto had all kinds of time to record the out, and, I mean, he beat O'Donnell by a half a step with that throw. So now 2 outs in the inning, but Garner far from out of the woods yet with Jake Geloff now coming to the plate. Geloff has homered and also flied out to the wall, both times to left field. First pitch swung on, skied foul right side, and out of play, 0-1. Garner in that game against Virginia last year mentioned he was really good. He was the best pitcher they used on the day, as Virginia did win 6-4, but Garner, 3 shutout innings. He allowed just 1 hit and struck out a batter. Righty from the belt deals. 0-1 is hit back to the mound between the legs of Garner, but fielded by the second baseman Eze. Throws low to first, picked by Carpellotti, and the inning is over. So the shift works, and that'll get Georgetown out of the inning. But Virginia does tack on a couple of runs. 2 more home on the RBI double from Griff O'Farrell. And at the end of now 4 complete, our score, Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. Top of the 5th and top of the order for Georgetown. Michael Eze, Austin Kretschmar, and Owen Carpellotti to face the right-hander Kevin Jaxel, who has been really good thus far. So good that Eze, trying to bunt his way aboard, sends it foul. And it's 0-1. He's trying to break up the rhythm of Jaxel, who has faced 4 batters. He has retired them all, and he has struck out 3 of them. Tall right-hander deals, and a fastball wide, 1-1. Eze has been productive today for Georgetown. A walk in the first, an RBI single in the second. The 1-1 from Jaxel. Swing, and he fouls it away right side. Fastball in the hands of Eze. 1-2 the count. Michael Eze, Jr. from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and the Hill School. Next pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. He froze him for strikeout number 4. Jaxel has faced 5 batters. He has retired them all, and he has struck out 4 of them. Now Austin Kretschmar, the batter. Grad transfer shortstop from Stanford to face the right-hander Jaxel. And the pitch. Inside, 1-0 the count. Kretschmar, one of two grad transfers that joined Georgetown this year from Stanford. Pitch a fastball for a called strike. And it's 1-1. Cody Jensen, right-handed pitcher, is the other one. And both of those guys, Kretschmar and Jensen, members of both the 2021 and 2022 College World Series teams from Stanford. Pitch downstairs, 2-1. Neither guy participated in Omaha either year, but both Kretschmar and Jensen did see action in last year's Super Regional against UConn. 2-1, popped up, foul back and out of play, and now joining one of UConn's Big East rivals in Georgetown. 2-2 the count to Kretschmar, who last year played in 38 games at Stanford. Really the most playing time he had seen over the course of his career with the Cardinal. And the pitch is swung on, driven out to center field, chasing back O'Donnell, but now squares the shoulders and makes the catch. And that is out number 2. So 2 outs, bases empty for Owen Carpellotti. And here in the top of the 5th, Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. The pitch, swing and a miss. Good changeup, had him out in front. 0-1 the count. Kevin Jacksell continuing to look very sharp in this relief appearance. Doubles up with the change, and again, Carpellotti out in front. Now, this is the longest outing already for Kevin Jacksell this season. 2 complete innings. The 0-2 off the plate away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield shifting him to the pull side. 3 infielders to the right of second base. The 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? No swing, says Justin Burton. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Carpellotti 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out today. Jacksell back into the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. 7 up, 7 down for Kevin Jacksell. And how about 5 strikeouts for the first-year right-hander? Carpellotti, the latest victim, a couple of strikeouts in the inning. At the end of 4.5 innings of play, we are halfway home. Our score remains Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. Midway through this one, Virginia leading Georgetown 5-1. Kyle Teal, Ethan Anderson, Casey Sauke for the Hoos against the right-hander Colin Garner. And his pitch, I think, called a ball. It was seemed to be very much in the strike zone, but dropped by the catcher DeCunto, and the count 1-0 on Teal. Garner's next pitch swung on, chopped to first, and down to a knee to field it is Carpellotti. He will trot over and step on first, and there's one away. Gardner, 4 seasons at Brown prior to joining Georgetown last year. And again, much like we talked about with Ubaldo Lopez earlier, same situation. He gets a 6th year of eligibility because not only was the 2020 season halted and everybody in the NCAA given that waiver, Anderson takes it down and in 1-0, but the Ivy League canceled the 2021 season, so Gardner was able to join Georgetown with 2 years in front of him and now his 6th and final year of college baseball. The 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. And he had been a part of Brown's weekend rotation his entire career. 10 starts as a freshman in 2018, 11 in 2019, 3 in 2020 before the season came to a halt as a called strike to Anderson, 2-1. And again, there was no 2021 Ivy League season. Split time between the bullpen and the starter's role last year in his first year with the Hoyas. Backdoor slider for a strike, 2-2 now on Anderson. Switch hitter batting left. Anderson 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the second and flied to left field his last time up in the third. 1 out, base is empty, and a swing and a miss at a breaking ball that bounced in. And Anderson is down on strikes. Second strikeout for Colin Gardner. And there are 2 down. Again, as good as he was against Virginia last year and really most of the season for Georgetown, and as good as he's been so far today, sort of tough to figure out how he came into today with a 13 ERA. Had allowed 13 earned runs over 9 innings. Deals a fastball strike to Sauke, 0-1. Casey Sauke walked in the second, grounded out in the fourth. Bounces it back to the mound, crouching down to field it is the pitcher Gardner, who flips on to Carpellotti at first. 1-3 on the putout. 1-2-3 go the Who's. Here in the fifth, at the end of now 5 complete innings of play. Our score remains Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. All right, not keep riding the hot hand right now. That is Kevin Jaxel for Virginia. 2 1/3 innings of perfect relief. First pitch swinging. Ubaldo Lopez bounces one foul outside of third. Lopez, Hyde, and Bowker for Georgetown, the middle third of the lineup, against Jaxel, who has gone 2 1/3 innings, retiring all 7 batters that he has faced. The next pitch, breaking ball skipped in. 1 ball, 1 strike. He does open up the 6th inning with activity behind him. Angelo Tonis might get a chance to face his former team. Swing and a miss by Lopez, 1-2. And Chase Hungate also throwing down in that Virginia pen. Hungate threw in the bullpen plenty yesterday, but did not actually enter the game. Tonis did work the 9th. The 1-2 upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think Virginia might like the idea of getting Tonis work back-to-back days, particularly to bring him on to face a left-handed hitter in that matchup role. Breaking ball waved at and missed. It is incredible what Jaxel is doing here today. That's now 6 strikeouts of the 8 batters that he has faced. He had Lopez looking foolish on that one. 1 away in the 6th. And that will bring Jake Hyde to the plate. And that will bring Brian O'Connor out of the dugout. So again, you could not have been any better than Kevin Jaxel was for Virginia out of the pen today. And Brian O'Connor is going to bring on the left-hander to face him. Presumably. He has not signaled just yet, but can't imagine anything but kudos from the head coach. So he gets the ball from Jaxel and has signaled for the left-hander. It would appear Angelo Tonis is coming in from Virginia's pen. And he will see action in consecutive days. And got to imagine that the opponent today has a pretty decent scouting report on Tonis, who spent the last 4 years as a Georgetown Hoya. More on Tonis when we come back. Virginia 5, Georgetown 1 here in the top of the 6th with 1 out and the bases empty. And a job well done by Kevin Jaxel, who now departs to a nice round of applause from the Virginia faithful. Angelo Tonis getting some work on back-to-back days for Virginia, coming on to face the left-hander Jake Hyde here. 1 out, bases empty, top of the 6th. Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. And Tonis on to face his former teammate in Hyde. Spent the last 4 years at Georgetown and whips in a fastball strike. 0-1. Hyde, who played in all 56 games for Georgetown last year, certainly spent plenty of time in the field playing behind Tonis. And next one just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tonis ready to go again. The grad transfer deals, and the ball fouled away. Pitch down in the zone, and it's 1-2 now. Tonis, who led Georgetown, making 30 relief appearances last year, actually faced Virginia in that 6-4 Virginia win that I mentioned, working 2/3 of a scoreless inning, striking out a couple of batters. The 1-2, swinging a line drive left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Didowick over to play it. And Hyde singles off of his ex-teammate. 1-out single. That'll get Cody Bowker to the plate. Well, after Bowker, Christian Ficca, another left-handed batter. So, and then it's 4 consecutive righties. I would think Tonis gets 2 more batters here. The pitch downstairs, 1-0. Yesterday, an inning, couple of hits, but no runs. 17 pitches as he worked the 9th to finish off Virginia's 8-3 win over High Point. And today for Tonis, the 9th time this season he has seen action. And a fastball strike, 1-1 now to Bowker. Cody Bowker, freshman center fielder, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts in the game. Tonis to the set at the belt. Lefty deals. Check swing, doesn't matter. Called a strike at the knees. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. On the freshman from Bodenham, Maine, out of Thornton Academy in Saco, Maine. Long hold from Tonis, the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Bowker. And there's out number 2. That'll leave it for Christian Ficca. That is the 9th strikeout for Virginia pitching in this game. Cavaliers racked up 12 of them yesterday. Again, this first double midweek set of the season for the Hoos. The pitch to Ficca. Swinging a line drive up the middle and through for a base hit. Jammed him up a bit, but he's able to muscle it into center field. Ball deflects away from Rubin on the throwback into the infield. Up to second, Hyde. Well, Luke Bauer, the batter, and again, Hungate ready in the pen, I would think. Well, Brian O'Connor started out of the dugout, and then Edwin Thompson thinking about it. So they have a pinch hitter waiting on deck, and Marco Castillo, who is another right-handed batter. But now Brian O'Connor is indeed going to make the move. I think he was waiting to see if Edwin Thompson coming out of the dugout was going out to send up a pinch hitter, and maybe they would have stuck with Tonis, but not the case. So Tonis faces 3 batters, allowing a couple of hits, and will leave responsible for the runners at first and second. And Chase Hungate is going to take over for the Hoos. Hyde at second, Ficca at first. Luke Bauer, the batter for Georgetown. It's Virginia 5, Georgetown 1 here in the 6th. So Luke Bauer is indeed called back for a pinch hitter as the Georgetown Hoyas are going to play the matchup as Virginia brings on the sidewinding righty. And first pitch swinging. Travis Illich sends it foul back and out of play. So Bauer's day is done, and Illich gets an opportunity. Chase Hungate is on for Virginia, making his 4th appearance of the year, 1-0 with no ERA. 3 2/3 innings, has allowed just 1 unearned run. Spins and throws back to second. Diving back in goes Jake Hyde. For Georgetown right now, 2 outs in their half of the 6th. Runners at first and second. Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. And Hungate, pitcher number 4 on the day for Virginia on this staff day. The pitch to the pinch hitter Illich. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Illich for the season, 5 hits in 18 at-bats, hitting .278. Guy that has started a couple of games for Georgetown. The 0-2. Swings and fouls it straight back. Off of the second year and VCU transfer Chase Hungate. Abingdon, Virginia native, who made 21 relief appearances for the Rams last season and led VCU with 6 wins on the year. The pitch, swings and fouls it back. Played a pivotal role in VCU's A-10 championship season last year. And faced Virginia both in Richmond and here in Charlottesville in the 2 matchups with the Rams. Right now trying to get the left-handed pinch hitter Travis Illich. The 0-2, taken outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Illich, a freshman from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And the 1-2 from Hungate. Swing and a miss. Changeup had him out in front. The pinch hitter Illich is down on strikes, and that is the 10th strikeout for Virginia pitching in the ball game. Good job by Hungate to come on and strand a couple of base runners. At the end of 5.5 here in Charlottesville, our score remains Virginia 5, Georgetown 1. Still 5-1 Hoos thanks to some solid work from Virginia's bullpen. We go to the last of the 6th. Anthony Stefan leads it off, bounces the first pitch he sees right side. Over to plate is Michael Eze, the second baseman. Flips on to first and on 1 pitch. 1 out here in the home half of the 6th. Now Didowick and Rubin to follow for Virginia. Cavaliers have used Hodges, Jaxel, Tonis, and Hungate. On the mound to get to this point, allowing just the 1 Georgetown run that came home in the top of the 2nd. And for Georgetown, it's been Lexus, Catlett, and now Garner. The pitch, swinging a ground ball foul outside of first. And it's 1-1 to Harrison Didowick. reached on an error in the second, walked and scored in the fourth. Left-hand hitter against the short right-hander. And Garner deals a pitch downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Garner, a St. Augustine, Florida native out of Nice High School. Bouncing ball up the middle, ranging the second baseman, Eze, and juggles it initially. And Didowick ends up being safe as the throw to first is late. Didowick is aboard. And Eze, who has already been guilty of 1 error today, see how that one is scored. Did have to range up the middle, but, I mean, he was right there. Again, he has seemingly had some struggles defensively at second in this ball game. And the pitch to Rubin is swung on and skied right side. The second baseman calling for this one and makes a one-handed grab for out number 2. It is indeed an E4 on the prior play that is Eze's second error of the game at second. And quite frankly, 2 plays he certainly should have made. And now the top of the order, and O'Farrell. Cavalier shortstop has been on base a couple of times today. 2 RBI double his last time up. Takes it down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. And again, even with a base runner here, reaching on an error, Colin Gardner has been really effective for Georgetown out of the bullpen. Diving back in at first goes Didowick, who does have a couple of stolen bases on the year. Runner goes. Next pitch, a called strike, though to second is to the shortstop side of the bag, and Didowick is in safely with a stolen base, his 3rd of the year. To get a man into scoring position for Virginia. See if O'Farrell can drive him home. Again, he's already had a nice, productive day at the plate. 1-1 is lined to right field. That's going to settle in for another base hit for O'Farrell. Didowick gets the wave from Coach Mack around third. He will come in and score. O'Farrell heading to second. He is safe ahead of the tag from the Georgetown shortstop. It's another RBI for Griff O'Farrell, his 3rd of the day on his 3rd base hit in the game. Virginia 6, Georgetown 1. Capitalizing on that Georgetown error. The Who's get a run here in the 6th. RBI number 14 this season for Griff O'Farrell, and now Ethan O'Donnell. And again, chance for more is on the throw. O'Farrell advancing to second base. The pitch, O'Donnell takes up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. O'Donnell looking for his first hit of the game. Swings and fouls it back. His first time up, he did hit a line shot, but went right to the shortstop and, in fact, turned into 2 outs. One ball, 1 strike to Ethan O'Donnell. The pitch, swing and a spinner off his front foot, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. O'Donnell entering play today at .377. What an addition he has been, not just at the plate, but in center field as well. Really locking things down for Virginia. The 1-2 pitch. Swing, and he popped it up. Shallow right field. Eze calling off the first baseman, Carpellotti. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. But not before Griff O'Farrell's RBI single tacks on another one for Virginia. And now at the end of 6 complete innings of play, our score, Virginia 6, Georgetown 1. Pinch hitter for Georgetown as we head to the 7th now, and Chase Hungate dealing. Pitch swung on and missed by the batter Adam Dapkowitz, who takes over in the 9 spot in the lineup, pinch hitting for the catcher Angelo DeCunto. Hungate remains on after striking out Illich to end the 6th inning. Now facing yet another left-hand hitting pinch hitter, who now takes a called strike, and it's 0-2 to the batter Dapkowitz. Dapkowitz this season, 4 hits in 18 at-bats. The next one from Hungate. Swing and a miss, makes quick work of the pinch hitter. Back-to-back Ks for Chase Hungate. And he opens up the 7th the same way he ended the 6th with the swinging strikeout. 6-inning totals for Georgetown. It's been 1 run on 5 hits, 2 errors, 7 runners left on base, 4 of those left in scoring position. For Virginia, 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors, 5 runners left on base. Interestingly enough, all 5 have been left in scoring position. Now the man responsible for both Georgetown errors, Michael Eze, is hit by the pitch. So a 1-out base runner now for Georgetown. Now Austin Kretschmar. "60 degrees, mostly sunny skies in Charlottesville. Shadows from the overhang now covering just about all the infield. A little bit of light left back of second base, but that's it." Called strike to Kretschmar, and it's 0-1. It's been a very pleasant Wednesday afternoon. Second of a 6-game homestand for Virginia. Check on the runner at first. Back in standing when Eze does have 5 stolen bases in as many tries this season and is their biggest threat to go, although Georgetown trailing 6-1 in the 7th inning. The 0-1 pitch to the Stanford transfer Kretschmar. Runner goes, swing and a ball fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. Kretschmar out of Helix Charter School in California. The Highlanders, former All-Grossmont Hills League selection. After 4 years at Stanford, now his first season at Georgetown. Another check on the runner at first. And Eze easily getting back in, but after, again, showing that he was going on the 0-1. Hungate again checks on the base runner as a diving back in this time. Kretschmar in the game 0 for 3. He has bounced into a fielder's choice and flied to center field a couple of times. The 0-2 runner goes again. Pitch is swung on, sky to deep left field, chasing back Didowick back at the wall and runs out of room. That one about 10 or 12 rows deep off the bat of Austin Kretschmar. A 2-run homer. All of a sudden, Georgetown is cut it to back within 3 runs. It is a 6-3 ball game on Austin Kretschmar's 3rd home run of the season. RBIs numbers 15 and 16. And Virginia 6, Georgetown 3, our score here in the 7th inning. Well, that looks like it's going to do it for Hungate. And Virginia going to dip a little bit deeper into the bullpen now. Evan Blanco, the left-hander, has been throwing, and with the dangerous left-hand bat of Owen Carpellotti scheduled to bat for the Hoyas, no surprise to see the move made is, again, Hungate coming on to face the 4 consecutive righties in the 8, 9, 1, and 2 spots in the Hoyas lineup. That'll do it for Hungate after 2/3 of an inning, as there's the signal to the pen. 13 pitches, a hit, a couple of runs, and a hit batter. He did strike out a pair of Hoyas. So we'll tell you more about Blanco when we come back. Again, Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. The Hoyas have made it interesting here in the top of the 7th. First-year lefty Evan Blanco getting increasing opportunities in these high-leverage spots. He takes over to face Owen Carpellotti with one out in the 7th. It's Virginia 6 and Georgetown 3. Left-hand hitting Carpellotti to face the southpaw Blanco, who is on now for the 8th time this season for Virginia. And the pitch from Blanco, fastball missing away, 1 ball, no strikes. Blanco worked in 2 of the 3 games of the NC State series, the 7-0 win on Saturday and the 5-4 loss on Sunday. Pitch swung on, skied towards left field, racing towards the corner goes Didowick, and up against the wall, he runs out of room. It's up onto the berm. Beg your pardon, I should say the Friday and Saturday games. Retroactively tough to remember. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, and will only become increasingly so as we get farther away from that weekend. But nevertheless, games 2 and 3 both featured Evan Blanco on the mound for Virginia. And Blanco, no record, a 1.59 earned run average, 5 2/3 innings. He has struck out 6. He has walked only 2. Swing and a miss at the next one. Good breaking ball from Blanco, and it's 1-2. And he's only allowed a couple of hits in his 5 2/3 innings. Lefty against lefty. 3 infielders to the right of second, shifting him in the pull side. He takes a breaking ball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carpellotti 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out to last year's Big East Freshman of the Year. As Blanco ready to go, his 2-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncer foul. Was headed into Georgetown's dugout, then one of the players knocked it up on top of their dugout. Base is empty, 1 away. It's Virginia 6, Georgetown 3 in the 7th inning. Last year, a battle between these two clubs. Virginia ultimately winning a 6-4 ball game. Breaking ball misses down to Carpellotti, and it's 3-2. See how Virginia approaches the 8th and 9th today from a bullpen standpoint. Blanco good to go. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a spinner off the cap of the bat. Rolls over towards Virginia's dugout. And we'll do it again, 3-2. Again, Virginia has scored in 5 of their 6 offensive opportunities today, but a lot of ones up on the scoreboard. Georgetown hanging around, and the 2-run homer from Kretschmar has made it interesting. Next one swung on, grounded up the middle. Nice sliding stop by Geloff. He fires to first, and from the second baseman's side of the bag, it goes 5-3 on an excellent play from Jake Geloff. Again, that not just the shift to the pull side, but that modified shift in bringing the third baseman across in front of O'Farrell, who stays home at shortstop. But Geloff shifts all the way over to the second baseman's side of the bag, and no matter where you put him, he covers a lot of ground on the infield. 2 outs now for Ubaldo Lopez. And takes a pitch that looked to be in the zone, but not the case, according to home plate ump Travis Godek. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch, swing, and he fouls it straight back. That'll even it up at 1-1 on the Dartmouth transfer. And again, Lopez, dangerous hitter in his own right. 4 home runs, 15 RBIs for the season this year. Already doubled earlier in the game today, the 1-1. Fastball at the knees, called a strike. 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Evan Blanco. And it's 1-2 to Ubaldo Lopez, grad student from Miramar, Florida, and Archbishop McCarthy High School. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Blanco strikes him out with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees. That'll do it for Georgetown in the 7th. A 2-run homer from Austin Kretschmar to get them a little bit closer and back within striking distance. See if the Hoos can get those runs back as we have reached stretch time at the ballpark. After 6.5, Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. All stretched out from Davenport Field at Desharoon Park, and as Virginia looking to answer back the couple of runs that Georgetown put up in the top of the 7th, they will have the heart of the order here in the bottom of the 7th. Jake Geloff, Kyle Teal, and Ethan Anderson to face the right-hander Jordan Yoder. Grad transfer from Lafayette, and he deals a called strike at the knees. 0-1 to Jake Geloff. Geloff, Teal, and Anderson, both Jake and Kyle with solo home runs in the ballgame today. 1 misses down and away. Yoder, 9 relief appearances for Georgetown this season. A 2-0 record and a save. 2.92 earned run average. 12 1/3 innings. He's been one of their better relief options. As Geloff goes about 3/4 of the way around on his swing, and it's 1-2 now. Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. Right-hander back into the windup. The pitch down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yoder originally from Fairview, Texas, and spent the last 3 seasons at Lafayette in Easton, Pennsylvania. The Leopards out of the Patriot League. 2-2 pitch, fouled away right side. 5'11", 195-pound right-hander, wears number 18 for the Hoyas. Now his 2-2 pitch to Geloff. Swing, and again, fouled back. 90-mile-an-hour fastball, caught a lot of the plate. And we'll do it again, 2-2. Geloff, a line drive home run just above the yellow line and out of the reach of left fielder Ubaldo Lopez back in the first. Swings and grounds it into the shift, and the shortstop Kretschmar there fires to first. One away. So now Kyle Teal for Virginia. Really, Yoder second only to Tyler Meade, whom we might see in this game as well, considering Georgetown has crept back into it. And just their one midweek game, they will face Dayton in non-conference action this weekend. And Teal takes a called strike, 0-1. They don't open up Big East play until March 31st. Nice long stretch of non-conference games before reaching that point. The 0-1 to Teal, taken off the plate away. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball missing wide from Yoder. Teal 1 for 3, an opposite field solo homer in the third. And he takes strike 2 called on a good backdoor breaking ball from the right-hander Jordan Yoder. And it'll be a 1-2 pitch now to Teal. Swings and lifts it out towards left center field. That might split the gap, and it will. Down for a base hit, maybe extra bases. Teal thinking 2, and he will be there standing up with a 1-out double. Kyle Teal with his second hit of the ball game and second extra base hit as well. 7th double of the year for Kyle Teal. And Virginia's in business here in the 7th. So now Anderson, switch hitter, batting left. And the pitch. Swinging a ball lined out towards left field, right at the left fielder Lopez. And there's 1 away. So now it's up to Sauke to try and get the man home from second. And see if he can come out with a 2-out base hit here. 0 for 2 with a walk in the game. Swings and lines 1 out towards left center field, chasing back the center fielder, reaching up. And Bowker makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Couple of hard hit balls by Anderson and Sauke that both go for outs. And at the end of now 7 complete in Charlottesville, our score remains Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. Getting down to the nitty-gritty of this one, Virginia 6, Georgetown 3, and Evan Blanco looked really good getting the final couple of outs of the 7th. He is out there to start the 8th, and as he does so, Jay Woolfolk is throwing in Virginia's bullpen. And Blanco will face Jake Hyde to get things started for the Hoyas, lefty against lefty. The pitch from Blanco, he shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a slider inside 1-0. Hyde, Bowker, and Ficka, the scheduled hitters. 2 of the 3 left-handed batters, and so that might be the 3 guys Blanco faces before Virginia would go back to the pen for yet another arm. Fastball strike to even the count at 1-1. Does not look like Bowker's actually going to bat. Andrew Bergeron is now in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball that skipped in to Kyle Teal, but Hyde swung over top of it. 1-2 as Virginia goes into that modified shift again with Geloff moving from third base over to the second base side of the bag. Rubin out in short right field. The 1-2. Swinging a bouncing ball back to the mound, handled by Blanco. Trots over, underhands to Anderson at first. And there's one away. Tell you what, still some work to be done, but at least so far, as now, again, Bowker is called back, and Bergeron gets an opportunity. So he will bat with 1 out in the 8th. Virginia 6, Georgetown 3 in the pitch. It is taken down. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball missing low from Evan Blanco to Andrew Bergeron, junior from Ponte Vedra, Florida. And Bergeron out of IMG Academy. Swing and a miss. Even up the count at 1-1. Transferred to IMG after playing his freshman year at St. Francis High School out in Mountain View, California. And while at IMG, he overlapped with Jake Geloff for a couple of years. Swing and a miss. Late on a fastball, and it's 1-2 on Bergeron, who is 6 for 26 on the year. 13th game in which he has seen action. Now the left-hander's 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, good idea at Blanco, missing up above the zone at 92, but could see Bergeron thinking about it, maybe starting the hands, but did not offer at it ultimately. 1 out, base is empty, and 2 balls, 2 strikes. The next pitch from Blanco, right there, strike 3 called. Evan Blanco with his second strikeout. Fastball at the knees. That is strikeout number 13 for the Wahoo's staff here today, surpassing the 12 strikeouts they had in yesterday's win over High Point. Now Christian Ficka, who is 2 for 3 in the game, lefty against lefty. And the pitch, swing and a ball fouled back, 0-1. Hasn't really mattered lefty on lefty for him. The one time he was retired was against Kevin Jaxel. The 2 times he is singled were against Hodges and Tonis, both lefties. So go figure. Now the 0-1 from Blanco. Breaking ball strike. Almost looked like he confused Travis Godek. The home plate umpire stood up and then remembered he actually needs to make the strike call, and then turned late, raised the right arm. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty in the 8th. Blanco deals. Swing and a foul tip. Got just a piece of that breaking ball. And we'll do it again, 0-2. Blanco, the first year from Woburn, Massachusetts. Again, like I said when he came into the game, he started to see some high leverage spots. Virginia trusting him more and more by the outing and rewarding Virginia yet again today as the 0-2 fouled back. Fastball, top of the strike zone there. Blanco out of Woburn, Mass, and Austin Prep. Last year's Boston Globe High School Athlete of the Year. Deals the 0-2 pitch. Oh. And Travis Godek missed one. Breaking ball right there and did not ring him up. So see if Blanco can throw strike 4 now. The 1-2 pitch. Bounced it in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last year, Blanco, his senior year of high school, he went 12-0 personally as Austin Prep went 25-0. En route to a state title. Now his 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Breaking ball. Doubts the outside edge. Ficca is caught looking. 3rd strikeout for Evan Blanco, who has retired all 5 Georgetown hitters that he has faced. We've played 7.5 now from Disharoon Park. Our score remains Virginia 6, Georgetown 3.
Season tickets are on sale now for 2023 Virginia football. Catch the excitement of game days at Scott Stadium and take advantage of the fan-friendly atmosphere this season with tickets starting as low as $129 and a new 6-month payment plan. To find a plan that fits you, visit evapix.com. Go Hoos! Fans, bring your family to Disharoon Park to enjoy our Sunday evenings. Every Sunday we'll have inflatables, a balloon artist, post-game autographs, and kids running on the bases. And don't forget, game tickets are free with a purchase of an adult general admission ticket. Visit evapix.com and learn more.
Anthony Stephan will lead off for Virginia against yet another new pitcher for Georgetown. Garrett Keogh, the grad transfer right-hander, came over from Holy Cross, will take over on the mound now for the Hoyas. Pitch to Stephan, misses up and away. 1 ball, no strike. 6'3", 225-pound right-hander from Marblehead, Massachusetts. And Marblehead High School, who spent 2018 through 21 at Holy Cross. Stephan swings, skies one out towards right center field. Well tagged, chasing back the center fielder Bergeron all the way to the track. And in front of the scoreboard, he makes the catch. That ball almost had enough oomph to get out of here. Instead, it is just a loud out number 1 off the bat of Anthony Stephan. Now Harrison Didewick for Virginia against Keogh, who is making his 10th appearance of the year for Georgetown. 2-0 with a 4.66 ERA. 9 2/3 innings, 17 strikeouts to only 5 walks. And a swing and a miss at the first one, 0-1. 11 hits allowed. He has been hittable. 275 opponent's batting average. Right-hander from the stretch, even with the bases empty. And the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Third base ump, Justin Burton, confirming what appeared to be the case in real time. Didewick could not hold up. So 0-2 the count to Didewick. The 0-2. Swing and a ball popped up foul. Left side and out of play. One out, base is empty. Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. And here in the 8th, Jay Woolfolk continues to throw in the Virginia bullpen. It would appear he will get the 9th for the Wahoos. Now the 0-2. Bounced it in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Keogh last year, 6 appearances, 1 start for Georgetown. 2-2 with an ERA of 30. He allowed 10 earned runs over 3 innings. In stark contrast to his work at Holy Cross, where he was very good. The 1-2. Swinging a tapped her off the end of the bat towards the on-deck circle. And we'll do it again, 1-2. Justin Rubin retrieves it. Keogh draws set. 6'3" right-hander deals, and he's upstairs with a fastball. 2-2. Didewick looking for his first hit of the day. Does have an RBI. He was hit by a pitch, or beg your pardon. He reached on an error back in the 2nd inning, as he did in the 6th. Scored a couple of runs today. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging the ball grounded sharply through the right side of the infield. A base hit. So Didewick does indeed get his first hit today. The 8th hit for Virginia as a club. And that'll get Justin Rubin at the plate now. Runner at first with 1 out. And Virginia scoring in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th innings, but just 6 runs across. They've really failed to find that big inning in today's game that has become so familiar for this year's team. Rubin is hit right in the middle of the back by the pitch from Keogh. And all of a sudden, Virginia with a run-scoring opportunity now. 1st and 2nd with 1 out for arguably the best bat going today. Virginia gets the top of the order and O'Farrell to the plate. And he is 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs for Virginia. And he bats with Didewick at 2nd, Rubin at 1st. Good speed aboard for Virginia. And slow walk to the mound by the catcher, Dapkowitz. And we'll see if this is just a stall for the bullpen. Righty and a lefty throwing. I believe the left-hander is the Duke transfer. And Kyle Sally, and it is. Trying to make out the number on the right-hander. Throwing for Georgetown. Looks like Aiden Head. So Sally the lefty and Head the righty. Double-barreled activity in the Georgetown pen. Only Jay Woolfolk throwing in Virginia's bullpen. Pitch to O'Farrell is taken for a called strike, 0-1. Following the visit from the catcher, Keogh flipping in a slider for strike 1. Keogh no looks at 2nd, deals. Bouncing ball up the middle, ranging the shortstop. Kretschmar juggles it, and there will be no play. Juggled it, tried to make a flip, and it rolled off the tip of his glove. And the 3rd error on the Georgetown middle infielders today. They have had some odd struggles with routine ground balls in this game, especially for Kretschmar, who has made some very nice defensive plays. And now with O'Donnell due, Georgetown is going to, unsurprisingly, play the matchup. So it looks like they will call upon the lefty Kyle Sally. Again, Duke transfer, who has faced Virginia before as a Blue Devil. I'll tell you more about him now when we come back. 6-3 Hoos in the 8th. Pitcher number 6 on the day for Georgetown is the left-hander Kyle Sally. Came to the Hoyas by way of Duke, where he spent his first 3 seasons, now his second year with Georgetown. Bases loaded up for the Hoos with 1 out in the 8th. Cavaliers leading 6-3. Ethan O'Donnell attacks the first pitch fastball from Sally, fouls it back, and it's 0-1. Sally off to a bit of a rocky start this season. 4 appearances, 3 innings, and has allowed 4 earned runs, an ERA of 12. He has struck out 2, walked 3, and has allowed 5 hits in those 3 innings. Lefty against lefty, the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Good breaking ball, diving down and out of the zone. And the count quickly 0-2 on Ethan O'Donnell. Didowick at third, Rubin at second, O'Farrell at first. And again, Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. Sally from Flossmoor, Illinois, and Homewood Flossmoor Community High School. Ethan O'Donnell meeting Coach Mack halfway up the third baseline to chat over this at bat. Try and break up the rhythm of Kyle Sally. Sally was drafted out of high school in the 40th round by the hometown Chicago White Sox, but spurned them to go to Duke. And he actually faced Virginia here in Charlottesville while a Blue Devil back on March 10th of 2019. The 0-2 pitch to O'Donnell. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again. 0-2. Fastball over the inner part of the plate to O'Donnell, looking for his first hit of the day. Sally lefty against lefty. Sets at the letters. And the 0-2. Breaking ball hit up the middle, ranging the second baseman. Eze steps on second, throws to first, double play. After all that, Georgetown gets out of the inning unscathed. It goes 4-3 on the inning-ending twin killing. And we have played 8 complete now at Disharoon Park. Jay Woolfolk going to come on and try and lock it down when we come back. The Hoos 6, the Hoyas 3 when we return. As we go to the 9th inning in Charlottesville, Jay Woolfolk takes over for the Hoos, looking for the final 3 outs as Virginia leading Georgetown 6-3. Before we tell you more about Woolfolk, how about Evan Blanco today? Inning and 2/3, retires all 5 guys he faces, 3 of them by way of strikeout. Heck of a performance for the first-year Blanco. A couple of first years, Blanco and Jacksel really shining out of Virginia's bullpen in today's game. Woolfolk to face the 8-9-1 spots in the Georgetown lineup. Illich, Dapkowitz, and Eze, the scheduled hitters. First pitch to Illich from the right-hander Woolfolk. He shows bunt, pulls it back, takes a fastball strike, and it's 0-1. Woolfolk, who faced Georgetown in last year's 6-4 victory, he worked an inning and 2/3. He faced 6 batters. He struck out 5. Pitch bounced in, and it's 1-1. He got the win in that game that Cavaliers again took by a 6-4 final. And Woolfolk, who worked in the final couple of games of the series at NC State over the weekend, deals another one that bounces in, and it's 2-1. Looked like consecutive changeups, I think, that he just spiked out in front of the plate. So see if he can rein it in now. The 2-1 pitch to Travis Illich. Grounded up the middle, ranging is Rubin to backhand. Nice off-balance throw, though. Pulls Anderson off the bag, and he cannot get a tag on Illich. Good effort from Anderson and from Rubin, obviously, for that matter, but unable to record the out. And Illich has himself a leadoff single. Rubin getting rid of it very quickly, sort of lofted it over to first. Very much off balance in making that throw, but did all he could. And Anderson, athletic attempt to get a tag on the oncoming Illich, but he was able to duck around it. Now Dapkowitz showing bunt very early. Woolfolk deals, and a fastball runner going for second. Throw to second is right on the money. O'Farrell slaps the tag down. Illich is caught stealing, and there's one away. Right on the money from Kyle Teal. On one hop into the glove of O'Farrell, already in a perfect position to put the tag down on Illich, who is caught stealing. Illich caught for the first time this year. 1 ball, no strikes to Adam Dapkowitz. And now Woolfolk from the full windup. The 1-0. Fastball strike, 94 at the knees, and it's 1-1. Woolfolk an inning and a third scoreless in the Friday game, the 7-0 win over NC State. And an inning scoreless in the Saturday loss, the 1-1. Down and in, 2 balls, 1 strike. And today marking appearance number 10 on the season, tops on the club, is 2-1. Popped up foul left side and out of play. 2-2 the count. Now the 2-2. Breaking ball inside, pushing Dapkowitz back off the plate. Top of the order, and Eze waits on deck. Virginia 6, Georgetown 3 in the 9th. Woolfolk back to the windup. Right-hander that pause. And now the 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. So he lost him, and Dapkowitz is aboard. That'll get Michael Eze to the plate. Well, Woolfolk, the now second year at a Benedictine in Richmond. Trying to lock it down for Virginia, and the pitch to Eze. Swing and a miss. Was going to say, wonder if he'll mix in sliders against the righty Eze, trying to get him to roll over on something and hit a ball on the ground. Give the infield a chance to turn 2, although Eze does run well. The most stolen bases on the Georgetown roster. Might be a tough guy to double up. The 0-1. Grounded right towards Geloff at third. Drops it, though, and he will recover to fire to first late because, again, Eze's speed taking over there. Well, Woolfolk got the ground ball he was looking for, but No double play turn there, and the rare error from the Virginia infield. Cavaliers, one of the best defensive clubs in the land. 4th in the country in fielding percentage entering play today, and that'll go down as an E5, and I believe, I'll beg your pardon, Geloff already did have prior error this season. Nevertheless, you get the idea. They are few and far between. Problem now is you bring up Kretschmar, the guy that tagged Virginia for a 2-run homer in the 7th, and he represents the potential tying run now. Ground ball double play still gets you out of this thing. And Woolfolk asking for a new baseball from Kyle Teal, and gets one from the home plate umpire Travis Godek. Righty against righty. Woolfolk against Kretschmar. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Slider down and away, 1-0. You know, and again, same idea here against the right-handed batter. Trying to get him to roll over that slider. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball bottom of the zone to even up the count at 1-1. On the Stanford transfer, Austin Kretschmar. 1 for 4 in the game, but that one, again, was a big one. A home run deep into the bleachers beyond the left field wall. 1-1 pitch from Woolfolk. Slider, strike 2 called. At second base, Dapkowitz. At first base, Eze. 1 out in the 9th. Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. The 1-2 pitch from Jay Woolfolk. Swing and a ball popped up foul right side. It will get out of play. And we'll do it again, 1-2. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Maybe just off the outside edge, but close enough for Kretschmar to feel the need to protect, and he does extend the at-bat. Time granted at the plate, but now we are set. And Woolfolk ready. Right-handers 1-2 pitch. Slider line down the right field line. That is a foul ball. Slicing into the Georgetown bullpen area, which has now gotten active. And I got to imagine that's Meade throwing. Trying to make out a jersey number. But I would suspect Tyler Meade would be the guy that would be up at this stage, and yes, it is. Their de facto closer. I mean, he's got great numbers. Best of their bullpen. Back to the task at hand. The 1-2 pitch from Woolfolk. Popped him up on the infield. Rubin and O'Farrell converge. It's going to be the second baseman, Rubin, with the infield fly rule in effect. Makes the catch nonetheless, and Woolfolk now has the Who's 1 out away, as Owen Carpellotti will be the batter. He will meet with Georgetown's third base coach, associate head coach Julius McDougall, who came with Coach Thompson from Eastern Kentucky to Georgetown as his top assistant, after spending a couple of years as the head coach at Stillman College, NAIA school in Tuscaloosa. His conference with Carpellotti now concluded. Left-hand hitter settles in against the righty Woolfolk. Runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. And Jay deals. Fastball hit off the end of the bat, foul, 92. And Carpellotti hitting it off the very cap of the bat, spinning it in foul ground outside of third. 0-1 the count. To the Georgetown first baseman. Woolfolk a look back to second, the 0-1. Downstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Virginia 6, Georgetown 3. As the Hoyas, a couple of runs in the 7th to climb back into this game. And now Woolfolk trying to lock down what would be a save for him. and his second of the year. 1-1 pitch to Carpellotti. Swinging a ball lifted towards left field, slicing foul. Didowick giving chase. That ball is up onto the berm. And a race ensues among a trio of youngsters. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now on Owen Carpellotti as Jay Woolfolk has the Who's 1 strike away now. And Woolfolk to the set at the belt. A look back to second. The 1-2. Outside, 2-2. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Well wide of the plate to even up the count. In this double midweek set, Virginia trying to send the home fans home happy again. And again, with time starting to run out on Woolfolk, he will strategically swap out the baseball. And now he's on the same page with the signs with Kyle Teal. Right-hander ready to go. And Woolfolk's 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball lined into right field. That is down for a base hit. Around third, heading home. And coming in to score, Dapkowitz. Throw goes back into second. Georgetown has the potential tying run. Now aboard at first. It's an RBI single for Owen Carpellotti. Over to third base goes Eze. RBI number 14 for Carpellotti, and now Ubaldo Lopez is the batter. Woolfolk working with runners at the corners, 2 outs. Righty sets, deals. Bounced in a slider, and it's 1-0. So Georgetown, obviously, significant threat here in the 9th. 1 run across to make it a 2-run game. And they have Eze at third and the potential tying run at first in Owen Carpellotti. Righty against righty. Jay Woolfolk set. Righty peers in, deals. Slider hit towards third. Caught by Geloff, and that'll do it. So the Who's hang off Georgetown as Jay Woolfolk locks down his second save of the year. As Georgetown threatens in the 9th. But Virginia takes it by a 6-4 final score and remain unbeaten at home, sweeping this double midweek set. Yesterday, 8-3 winners over High Point, and our final today, Virginia 6, Georgetown 4. I'll tell you what, this is a tough Georgetown bunch fighting to the bitter end, but Woolfolk able to lock it down, get the job done. And when it's all said and done, Virginia improves to 19-2 on the season and now 13-0 here in front of the home fans. Right back in front of the home fans this weekend as Virginia will welcome in Florida State for 3 games to open up the ACC home slate. Friday at 6, Saturday at 1, Sunday at 1. Have all 3 of those broadcast for you on 1070 AM, 98.9 FM, WINA, and anywhere on WINA.com. Of course, you can always listen, as you might be today, through the Virginia Sports app and through the Virginia Sports baseball page. But for today, Virginia, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. 2, Georgetown's 4 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. And the Cavaliers again winning it, improving to 19-2 and 13-0 at home. Georgetown with the loss drops to 11-9 overall. The Hoyas are now 3-6 on the road this season. Ball game that took approximately 3 hours and 2 minutes to be played, and do not yet have an announced attendance. I suspect the win will go to Virginia's Kevin Jaxel. The 2 first years, Jaxel and Blanco, really outstanding in today's game out of the bullpen. The Who's piece it together out of the pen to get the job done, and the loss should go to Georgetown's Kai Lexus. That'll do it for our broadcast today. Big thanks to everybody who helped make it possible, and for all those involved. I'm Channing Poole saying I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and I know you enjoyed the result. One final time, our final score from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park, Virginia 6, Georgetown 4. Until Friday for a 6 o'clock start to open up the 3-game series with Florida State. Thanks for listening, everybody.